Imagine this. You go back in time 25 years, exactly to the year 2000. You're a young adult, maybe even a teenager, and you have $1,000, or maybe $2,000. And in front of you are small, unknown companies. No one knows about them. You'd never imagine that one day they'd change the world. And you'd never think that these small companies would become the biggest companies in history, turning the people who invested in them into millionaires. Just thinking about it makes anyone say, I wish I could go back, even just for a minute. But today, we're taking you on a real journey. We're looking at companies that, if you had invested in them back in 2000, could have made you a millionaire by 2025. These aren't just examples. These are real stories, real numbers, opportunities missed by millions. Get ready, because this video might change the way you see money and investing 180 degrees. Amazon, from online bookstore to empire. Let's start with one of the biggest success stories, Amazon. In 2000, Amazon's stock was only $1.50 after the big crash from the dot-com bubble. Most people were saying, this company is going to fail. An online bookstore? Why would I invest in that? But if you had bought just $1,000 of Amazon stock in 2000, do you know how much you'd have today? Over $1 million. Yes, $1,000, $1 million. Amazon didn't succeed just because it sold books. Jeff Bezos was thinking ahead, seeing things other people couldn't. He believed the internet wasn't just a place to buy books, it was a place to buy everything. And those who believed in his vision got rich. Apple, the company on the brink. Now let's talk about Apple. Today we see Apple as the biggest company in the world. But back in 2000, it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Apple was a small company losing billions, and people had given up on it. The stock price was less than $1 after adjustments. If you had invested $1,500 in 2000, you'd have over $2 million today. Why? Because Apple didn't succeed just because of the iPhone. It succeeded because of the way it thought. Steve Jobs wasn't just a businessman. He had the ability to see the future as if it were already real. He saw mobile devices, a new way to communicate, things no one else could imagine. The bottom line? Those who saw what he saw changed their lives. Netflix, from DVD rentals to global domination. Netflix started almost dead. Renting DVDs by mail? Who would have thought it would become a platform dominating the film industry? In 2002, the stock price was just 70 cents. Today, its value is in the hundreds of billions. If you had invested just $1,000 in 2002, you'd have over $1.2 million today. Netflix succeeded because it understood one important thing. The world was changing, and people wanted things faster, easier, cheaper. Companies that understood this change won. Tesla, the company everyone laughed at. Now let's get to one of the craziest stories, Tesla. In the early 2000s, people laughed at the idea of an electric car. Even automotive experts said, that's just a fad. People will go back to traditional cars in a few years. Tesla's stock at the time was less than $2. Today, it's thousands of dollars before splits. If you had invested just $2,000 back then, you'd have over $3 million today. Tesla isn't just a car company. It's a tech company working on batteries, AI, self-driving cars. Elon Musk was always doing the impossible, making people doubt him, but always winning. Here's a key lesson. Sometimes the biggest success comes from the people everyone laughs at, and then they become legends. Google, more than a search engine. In 2000, hardly anyone knew what Google was. Everyone was using Yahoo and AOL. When Google went public in 2004, its stock price was about $40. Today, after splits and growth, it's in the hundreds. If you had invested $1,500 on the first day, you'd have over $350,000 today. And if you held on and invested steadily, it could easily have reached $1 million. Why did Google succeed? Because it understood the internet before anyone else. It knew information would be the gold of the future. And as the internet grew, so did Google's value. The turning point. What these companies have in common. After all these stories, one question probably comes to mind. How do I know which investments will turn into gold? Here's the key. All these companies had certain traits in common. Real innovation. Not a company copying others, a company changing the world. Visionary leaders. Jobs, Bezos, Musk, Larry Page. Not ordinary people. Risk-taking. All of these companies went through failures, losses, and problems, but they never gave up. Patience. Every investment took 10 to 20 years to explode. Skepticism from the public. And that's usually the clearest sign of a truly big company. Lesson of the day. The biggest gains come from the smallest investments. $500, $1,000, $2,000. Small numbers, but when put in the right place and given time, they turn into massive wealth. The problem isn't that you don't have big capital. The problem is that you might miss the big opportunity while just watching it. The opportunities from 20 years ago might not repeat, but the truth is, every 5 to 10 years, a new Amazon, a new Apple, a new Netflix is born. The question is, will you be one of the people who see the opportunity, or will you just watch it pass by? Conclusion. Today, we're not saying you can go back to 2000. We're saying, learn from what happened. Every great company started as a strange idea, a failing project, a small company no one cared about. Success stories aren't luck. They're a mix of boldness, plus vision, plus patience. And if you want to become a millionaire in the future, you need to start now, even with a very small step. Thank you for watching. And remember, the wealth of the future is made today, not tomorrow.